In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So the evening and the morning were the first day. Then God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." Thus God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. So the evening and the morning were the second day. Then God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb that yields seed, and the fruit tree that yields fruit according to its kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth." And it was so.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Truth. I'm Jeremy Bird. In today's episode, we're going to embark on our journey through the truth, starting with an insightful overview of the book of Genesis. This pivotal book, often seen as a compilation of stories like Adam and Eve and Noah, is much, much more. It lays the groundwork for everything from matter and energy to morality, law, and including the concept of the 7-day week. Genesis is not just a collection of narratives, but a fundamental text that shapes our understanding of sin, redemption, the promise of the Messiah, and God's nature. Even Jesus Christ quoted Genesis, affirming its literal interpretation, as seen in Mark 10, verse 6 through 7, and then also in Matthew 23, verse 35, and then again in Luke 17, 26 through 27. This book is central to understanding God's character, human nature, and our purpose. Genesis 1 says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." This means God made everything from nothing. It tells us God is all powerful and made everything, both heaven and earth. This line starts the whole Bible, showing God as the ultimate creator. It's about the start of everything, all because of God. It also shows how powerful and in charge God is, making everything on purpose. Nothing's by accident. Genesis 1:2, "The earth was without form and void. Darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters." This describes the earth before anything was made. The Spirit of God means God was there, ready to create. The words waters and deep suggest everything was mixed up, not yet made. The image of a dark, empty earth ready for creation and the Spirit of God getting ready to create shows a well thought out plan, saying that big changes and order are coming. Genesis 1:3, "Then God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light." And when God made light, it was the first step in making things orderly. It's not just about actual light, but also about making things clear and organized. Light also stands for knowledge and God's wisdom. It's the beginning of turning a dark, unknown world into something clear and understandable. God saw that the light was good and separated it from the darkness. This was the start of organizing everything. It also brought in the idea of right and wrong. It was the first step in making the universe orderly. Genesis 1:5, "God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So the evening and the morning were the first day." This marks the start of time by naming day and night. The cycle of evening and morning shows the first day, bringing in the ideal of time. By naming day and night, God shows control over everything. This cycle is key for life and its patterns. Genesis 1:6, "Then God said, 'Let there be firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters.'" God made the sky or the atmosphere to separate water in the sky like clouds from water on the earth like oceans. This organized the chaos and set up the sky and earth as different places. Genesis 1:7, Thus God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. This confirms the creation of the sky, making the earth's atmosphere and organizing the water. Genesis 1:8, and God called the firmament heaven. So the evening and the morning were the second day. Naming the sky heaven shows its importance. The end of the second day shows how creation was done step by step. Genesis 1:9. Then God said, let the waters under the heavens be gathered together in one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. It set up the world's geography. And then moving on to Genesis 1:10. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Naming earth and sea shows God's role in creation. God seeing it as good shows that everything was made in harmony. Genesis 1:11. Then God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. This is about creating plants, all able to grow and reproduce. It brings in the ideal of different kinds of life working together and keeping life going. In summary, we're looking at Genesis 1, verse 1 through 11 in detail, getting a better idea of each part. We talked about how God created everything, made order from chaos, set up the physical world and time, and started life and different kinds of living things. This look at Genesis' first verses help us understand the Bible's creation story, showing intention, order, and how important these verses are in the whole Bible. As we continue to study the book of Genesis, and we continue our journey through the truth, I'm reminded by the psalmist David. It's Psalms 19, verse 1 through 3. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows his handiwork. Day unto day utters speech, and night unto night reveals knowledge. There is no speech nor language where this voice is not heard.
Subscribe now.
Jesus, Lord of all creation, your power has won, and we have overcome.